Hi guys, we'll be starting soon. Apurva is joining us, and I think we'll wait for a couple of minutes because people are joining. So once you join, and I'm actually happy that we are going to come with a series, kind of webinar series, in between of the interval. Like normally we'll be doing it like on Sundays, like all Sundays and all. We are going to come with the new topics which are going to help our student regarding the placement. So first, we today as we started with LinkedIn profiling and all. Today is a basic thing, and it will be continuing. And later on, we'll be having a talk of the HR from L&T, even from Deloitte, even from KPMG, and even from the TCS, Wipro, and bulk recruiting also. So we are planning to have a couple of more sessions by the HR of product companies, service companies, mechanical companies, and etc. So actually, we are very happy to tell you that that will actually help our student to really understand the gap, where is the gap coming up, what they have to do, how they have to go, and what is the preparation. So if we start today, the end movement rush will be avoiding. That's the idea. And with that, we are going to also introduce a couple of more sessions about your resumes and profiling and other part. Okay. So I think it's really help us on the go. Eventually, we are going to take couple of more areas where people can start practicing of areas in regarding your group discussions, in regarding your knowledge of like general knowledges, etc. So we'll be dividing this session from the HR point of view. One is from the company point of view. One is from the trainer's point of view. One is normally what we are planning is from the department point of view. So like civil department. So you might be finding now government employees to be taking the sessions on our platform where they are going to help you out. They are going to help students. Like what are the plans? What are the areas? Because there are so many opportunities. What we find it over a period. And we really find that there are a lot of areas which we don't know. We have not explored. So normally what we do is we generally go with the state lineup. So what I request is to my student also to be on the lowest line. Okay. If you are like, it will be YouTube live plus the, as we done the Zoom way that we are going to do. So I want my student to understand the opportunity lines. The greater the opportunity, the ideas the people will be sharing on this platform will help them. So it won't be a kind of marketing or the advertisement, or it won't be a kind of just a takeaway. It will be a highly takeaway for the student from every department. So that's a plan, what we are doing. Okay. So we are coming up with all these sessions over a period, and we'll be there, and people who are able to not join for that meeting. See, it is good if you are able to join through Zoom because you'll be having the interactive session. Otherwise, that we are going to keep and upload videos on our YouTube. So that is one thing which you are planning together. So there might be now a couple of demo sessions with our interview sessions, how the interview can go worst and wrong. There might be a couple of demo sessions with Goldman Sachs preparation. It will be a kind of TCS, as we know every year how it coming up. So before June, today is a Feb, almost the end of the Feb. We just have March, April, May, June, only 3 or 4 months ahead. July onwards, we'll be having a placements for the new year, third year students who are there. And fourth year students should be also alert because company like TCS and all are started again. The Accenture and all will be going to start, and they already started like again taking the test and everything. So we'll be keep posting you on that, obviously, at one area. And I really think you should be taking those kind of benefit. Okay. I'll just know Jayesh, Apurva have it been done? He's been there.
Yeah, he'll be joining in couple of minutes. Meanwhile, I would like to request everyone to be on mute. And if you, yeah, so be on mute. If you have any questions, you can just, if you have any questions, so that you can just raise your hand. We will moderate, or you can just type in your questions whenever you have, and we'll ask the host those questions. And I'll give you a surety that all of your question will get addressed. would like to keep this particular session very interactive. And I would like to thank Vinay sir and entire team Campus Credential for arranging such type of seminars. This is part of our extended learning session. Please note that it is not a regular session. A regular session, we keep aptitude and technical sessions to your colleges and, on periodic basis and regular intervals. But this is an extended learning sessions where, as Vinay sir has mentioned, we are, this is a basics for LinkedIn, but yeah, we are in a process to keep more and more industry related and industry focused sessions, so that the gaps which Vinay sir was talking about. So what expected from freshers like you, okay, in the industry, that is something try to fill that particular gap, because you also have some expectation. Likewise, companies also have some expectations from you. Okay, so but because of there is no interaction from industry to your campus, or there is no interaction from industry HRs, okay, then that gap is, it is not getting narrowed down, it is becoming widening. Okay, then when you go and join any company, you will feel that this is something which I was not expecting from company, or this is something which I was expecting from company. Likewise, the company also has the same experiences. So just to breach that particular gap between industry and academia, we are taken this particular initiative, and we are going to arrange HR sessions. Okay, and trust me, those guys are working at a good position, good level. Okay, not only from India. So we are going to keep a session for the international students also. Okay, so guys, take most of advantage of such kind of sessions. Ask question, please ask question, clarify your doubts, and learn as much thing as possible. Okay.
Yeah.
Vinay sir, over to you.
Yeah, the last thing is like around here, what we are planning is, guys, you're going to get certificate from our side. That it will be e-certificate will be delivered to your email account after the session. Okay, and same thing we are going to plan, as I told you, that same thing we are going to plan for other session also. So technical sessions also we are going to come. It's only not only the HR sessions which is going to come. We are going to conduct like data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and everything. Where and how you have to prepare, what are the coding rounds and all. Even on that side, we are going to plan it accordingly. So that's a whole idea behind it. And you'll be having in between the session, you'll be having a link. You have to fill that link and all, so that you get a big certification, like kind of participate certification from our side to you, or to all my students and all. Okay, so the same way the trend we are going to continue, and eventually we are also planning to come with our centralized test, which see, we are not over here on making money or anything like that in that area, but we are approaching the companies for getting the goods packages placement. So it is like the few selected placement people will be we are referring at the SAP and like basically A plus category companies. We are referring them your resumes and all. So it will be a part and process of your whole part over here. So all my students who are there, eventually those who are going with the training and non-training also. Basically, we are going to conduct a couple of assessment sets, test and assessment series. We are going to conduct it. Will be a high level of coding, will be a high level of language coding and all. But that references we are going to give somewhere down the line to the company. We are going to share with that company. So that is one of the opportunity where we are trying to get for you, and it will be more of your product companies and service company. Eventually, I'll tell you for mechanical and for civil electronics too. So it is not restricted. Normally, what happens, everyone come to the idea is like we are restricted to only IT or non-IT based company. So it is not strictly with the colleges. I'll tell you again, it is not with the colleges like this college student or that college student. It will be open for all. It will be a common test or assessment which we are going to conduct, but not now. It will be in a month of like June start or after your exams and all. So we'll be having a 5 assessment test, and we are planning to take the average out of those 5 tests. because one test, believing on one test is very difficult. Now what happened? TCS take one test, Accenture take one test, and everyone take one test, right? What we're planning is to conduct 5 tests for you, and out of 5 tests, that will be a like average out, and that average out people, we are going to refer it overall to our top A plus category like companies for their profile. Okay. And before that, obviously, we are going to talk to a student also in person. We are going to take your interviews before you go for your company. Whoever be selected from that, like odd 50 or odd 100, depending on like how you are performing on that area. So that all initiative we are going to like we are planning it. I just want over here in the session, guys, just don't treat it as a common session, general session. I want you to be having an interactive, raise the things. For example, I just want to know your view, what we are planning, what you're doing. Do you think that it's going to help you? Please, if it yes, please at least you can like raise your hand or put on the chat box. It actually motivates us to take a couple of those sessions for the same in that case, actually. So thank you, Vaishnavi. So please do support us on that areas. So that will also encourage us to have a lot of those sessions, because I trust me, guys, I'll tell you, there are many odd people around here. There are many people who have great knowledge. We have to just connect them, and that's what we are going to do. We are not doing a very great job, but yes, we are trying to connect you people with our system and companies and colleges. So I want you to start preparing on that area, because only just getting a place is not important. It is more about getting industry prepared is really important on that area. Okay. Ashay, Jayesh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Guys, those people have registered and all with the colleges. You'll be getting information by the colleges over here. Okay. This platform is only, as Jayesh sir said, this is a web series kind of thing which we are doing on Sundays. It is not an regular sessions of the colleges. So whatever queries you are going to ask us should be only related to today's session. Okay. When it will be started. So the session and all, please make sure the query which is you are going to put it up will be only related to today's session. Whatever query other related to your college dates and all, because a lot of colleges we are going to start a training though parallelly. So that dates and that schedule will be passed on. It will be through a college. Again, I'm saying we represent the college. So 99 to 100% you're getting going to get schedule and everything from the college side. So don't worry about those things. You'll be beforehand, you're going to get all those stuff. Okay. Jayesh, Apurva has been connected.
Yes, he is logged in. So prior to that, I have one request to made here to the students. So guys, those is if for those people it is possible to turn on their camera. वरना ऐसा नहीं लगे कि हम लोग सिर्फ कैमरा के सामने बात कर रहे हैं. It should not look like this. Okay. So we also want want your reaction, facial reaction. Also, we would like to see. Okay. So if for those people it is possible for you to turn on camera, please turn on those cameras. And I would like to request Ashish to can you launch a poll, please? So quickly fill in that particular poll. So how many of you know about LinkedIn? Okay, quickly in 1 minute of time. Yes, so I'm ending this particular poll in 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Okay, good. So we are getting good amount of percentage. The people know about LinkedIn. That is actually very good. So Ashish, can you close the poll, please. And can we have a second question, please? Yes, last one. So quickly, did you get a placement offer from college or company or anything? Yes, no, in process.
So guys, after one thing, I just want to announce it with parallel to this. After this even session, those who are able to had internet connect issues or something like that, don't worry about it. You can have this same session. We are going to upload the same session on YouTube too. With that, the couple of sheets we are planning to give you up in kind of profile and resume and all, which will be more about checklist. So eventually, that is also we are in a process to go for it. Okay. Jayesh, poll and all, will we get over? Just let us know.
Yes, so we got almost 88% reply, and we are ending this particular poll in 10 seconds. Yeah, thank you, Ashish. Can we end this particular poll, please? So result of the poll, we are not going to declare publicly, but yeah, this is just for our understanding to, to understand better about what is the current status you are having. So guys, with this, I would like to introduce our host, our speaker for the today's session. I would like to welcome Apurva Gangar. Just to give you brief about Apurva Gangar, he's a young leader and visiting coach and trainer at various top institutes. He's currently working with Morgan Stanley with the CAO and lending business for wealth management and technology. He was previously associated with Royal Bank of Scotland, NatWest Group as a performance and business management for the India CEO. He has worked with the stalwart of the creative industry like Prahlad Kakkar, Mallika Sarabhai, Mr. David, and many more, while supporting a .com company for creative professionals. He was, prior to that, associated with Channel V as an India project lead and had a massive contribution in changing the box bracket Channel V to the new Channel V that we see today. Apurva has an exceptional educational background. He has ICSA accreditation with expertise in teaching in technical drawing. He is a business management graduate along with a master's in the same field. He has an additional master's in leadership science along with a diploma in communication, advertising, marketing, and public relations. Apurva spends great deal of time working with the coaching various students and professionals. Along with rich experience of 9+ years in the business in the industry, he is also visiting faculty and guest speaker at international and international board schools, top institution and organization like London Business School, London School of Economics, ISME, ISDI, Sharaf, Narsi Monji, Mithibai Group, UPG, and many more. With this short introduction, I would like to welcome Apurva. Apurva, you there?
Yes, I'm there. Are you able to
Yeah.
hear me? I will just quickly switch on my video. Are you able to hear me and see me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Perfect. Thank you, Jayesh, for a very warm and sweet introduction. I'm very overwhelmed to be a part with Campus Credentials today. And we will quickly go through a session on LinkedIn and what's the power and how does it go about for all of us who are, people who would like to professionally network, connect, and how does it go? So with that, Jayesh, would you just like to put up the polls that, I had requested for?
Sure, sure. Poll number 1, please.
So, friends, a quick poll for all of you, where I just want to quickly understand that how would you like to understand the Q&A, and how would you like our interaction to be? Because that's the right way to, kind of understand. So, first poll that comes across is how do you like to participate by? So you can choose whether you would want it to be interaction or whether you would want it to be more of listening. Accordingly, I'll customize the session. Okay.
So out of 772 participants, so Apurva, for your information, we have 772 participants today, and that was
Yes.
amazing. That was amazing response which we have received from the colleges. So thank you so much, guys.
Most welcome, Jayesh, and let's see that everyone benefits from this. So with that, keeping this poll on, can we go to the next poll as well?
Just a second, we are still getting a response of out of 780 participants. We already received 530 responses. So just give 2 minutes, 1 minute.
Sure.
So poll will end in the next 10 seconds. And next. Yeah. Launch. Yes, second question is here.
Okay. The next one is like I would want to understand from you that how do you would want the Q&A to be. So please feel free that you want it in parts and parcel in between the session, or you would want it at the end, so that I can then open the agenda for you. Okay. So I think
So
from both the polls, yes, please
we'll end
continue.
this particular poll.
Yes, please.
Yes, please end the poll.
Thank you. So I think we will do the Q&A in between, at the end. And however you would want, feel free to post your questions. We've got the campus credentials team to kind of support here. So let's go ahead with the session. I'm going to present my screen quickly. So, okay, how I call LinkedIn as a particular platform. So LinkedIn is not paying me for doing this, so let me be very honest that I'm not a brand ambassador for it, but definitely something that I really kind of say that it is one of the best platforms in today's day, right? With pandemic, what has happened is that people have come to understand that what is the whole point of going a little more digital, right? And how, how much ever you say, government schools also went digital and online. Now, what is happening is that the whole market right now, if you see for job, for connections and everything, it is completely based on networking. You go to any MNCs, you go to being an entrepreneur, to being a startup or whatever it is, right? You be a middle businessman or however it is. In all my short experience of my span that I've worked with so many people, I have always believed networking is the key, right? In today's date, let me tell you that when we are doing something with a platform like LinkedIn, you've got n number of opportunities that are yet unexplored. And from people like you who are coming from engineering colleges or from technology background or from mechanical engineering or whatsoever, right? Let me tell you, this is not as simple as you think, right? Anything,
Apurva, sorry to cut you. Your
yeah.
screen is not visible yet.
I have shared my screen. It's not visible.
Not visible
Can anyone else also respond if the screen is visible to them?
Not visible.
I'll reshare it. Just a
Not
minute.
visible.
No, sir, the
Sir,
screen is not visible.
sir, screen is not visible.
Not visible.
Thank you very much. Can you please confirm if it's visible now?
Sir, not visible yet.
No, sir.
Not yet.
No, sir.
yet. It's loading.
Okay.
Just
Yes, sir. Yes. No.
Okay. I think it will take a little time for you all to load. If you are able to see now, I have presented it. Jayesh, if you can
Not yet.
confirm.
No, not yet.
I think we are facing some issue. So not sure whether from your end or because we can't see your screen. It's just saying it's you have started the screen sharing,
Okay,
but it is not loaded yet.
fine. I have an alternative. I'm going to send across this presentation to you, Jayesh. See if you can, manage this, and I will continue the session across then.
Sure. Please.
Okay, so in the meantime, while kind of I perform this activity, across, if at any given point in time you guys are able to see my screen, then please tell me accordingly. I can also understand. I have sent across the PPT. Also, if everyone of you can confirm if you're able to see my screen right now. I've just tried something else. Is this visible?
No, sir,
No,
it is
no.
not visible.
Not visible.
Sir,
No, sir, it's
not
not visible.
visible.
Very strange, very strange. I'm encountering this for the very first time. No worries. I think we are all learning with Zoom. So, with that. So, yes, if in the meantime, right, by the time the team kind of takes across the presentation and opens it at their end, can you all also confirm to me that what is your understanding of this particular platform that we are talking about, right? You can put up your comments in the chat box and let me know that what do you think, how do you think is this beneficial or helpful?
So Apurva, we are getting good responses. So it's Himanshu says it is about finding appropriate job based on your profile or resume. Abhijit says big companies and candidate can connect easily. It is very helpful. Connection
Okay.
worldwide gives idea about skills, profession. It's a
Okay.
professional platform to network.
Okay.
Good platform for personal branding. It helps to connect with people of same interest. It
Okay.
shows case skills to different companies. Showcase
Okay.
all the job preferable to your profile.
Perfect. I think this is a brilliant answer that I have received from all of you. So I think we are on the same page, right? And whenever I'm taking these sessions at various institutes and even at LSE for a matter of fact, and I do receive such great kind of responses. But let me break some ice to you that how well you can encash this platform. So Jayesh, if you can just kind of present the screen, if that's all, you've got the PPT. So I can quickly begin. So I'm going to share in the meet and the agenda that I'm going to cover. The first thing that we are going to learn is about how we will be understanding to create the profile on the platform. How do we do? I'm not going to tell you step by step because it's going to be very much, it's a technological world. You should all be very easy enough to go ahead, understand what are the details to be filled. But what kind of details you should fill, right? What are some things that you should do is something I'm going to take you through. Second is how to network and connect. And the third thing, we'll then deep dive into some top tips that I have to give you in between. And we will end it with a Q&A, right? So I will quickly go on to understand that what happens when you start with this platform. So, LinkedIn was kind of open in 2003, I suppose, where they started with somewhere about some, I think thousands of followers, and it has the same story like Facebook, right? Some people came together to build a professional network, and that time there were a lot of BNIs and all that were happening, and everything required money to participate
Sir,
and
sorry
connect.
for interrupt. Your screen
Yes.
is visible,
It's visible or not visible?
not visible.
Yes, I have requested the campus credentials team to put it across. So if you can just wait for a while and just keep
Yes, sir.
listening to
Yes,
me.
sir.
It's
Now it
visible,
is
sir.
It's
visible.
visible.
It's visible now, sir.
Yeah, but somewhere or the other, I'm not able to see the screen. So, that's like, something that I have at my end. But I'm going to play the PPT at, myself as well. I think that should be better for me, right? So if you go to the second slide, Jayesh, and I think we will work it in this pattern. I'll tell you the slide number and everything, and you can go across, and I'll keep viewing this at my end. So where I've shared the session agenda, that how do you get started? How do we move on with this? And then we go to networking and connecting and question answers. If you can go to the slide 3, Jayesh. Okay. So when we go to the slide 3 of this, right, I completely want to let you know
Sorry for the disturbance. Some participants has done. Guys, please don't interrupt between the session, please.
yes, I think it's more of us, they are participating and they are very inquisitive about it. So I will leave it to that. But, I think what the employers want to see on the LinkedIn platform is, they will look at the whole point of 96% of the employers will search you on LinkedIn, right? Even if you know about it, you don't know about it. And there are people who have taken paid profiles in the company where you will see them as anonymous, or they are a private member or a premium member, because of which you won't be able to see who is seeing you. There is also a way in which, if we do a next class, I will show you that how can you see someone without letting that person know as well, and how can you keep doing that frequently. So 96% of the companies use this as a point for searching you to understand what you are doing. Now they will use 94% of them use it for contacting, and this is completely basis the current statistics that I've got being on the placement cells and committees of all the colleges that were mentioned in my introduction. There was this interviews that I took for the placements which were from a particular college very recently. I won't name that college, but when I did that, there was a lot of things that were happening on that where, people were coming and saying, I have done this, I've been a part of this movement, I have completed this project. The second time, the recruiter from that company was sitting with me besides, he was just on his laptop searching and validating the information. And I think we got the answer then and there. 92%, what I said, use it for vetting, whether your information is correct or not correct. This is where I was coming to. And 93% keep a tab on the candidate as to what is happening. If you're a part of an organization also, what are you doing? Because there are a lot of clause and things you sign. So this is a very rich platform for anyone and everyone to know everything. One of the things that I want to tell you about is that it's just not LinkedIn, but I compare it with Twitter and Facebook because they are the other two platforms which are used for professional networking. But I think LinkedIn takes 80%, if you see on the graph, right? It takes the 80% of it, everywhere. Facebook, I know it's used for business marketing, but it is not that useful. People will not find you because people use different names. I can call myself as Sweet Apurv or Charismatic Apurv or things like that, and I will never be able to find or basis my surname. But LinkedIn is one platform where you will use your first name and last name always. Can we move to the next slide, please? Yes. Now let's literally get to more of it. Fine. If you are an entrepreneur or you want to employ employees, right? Or if you are a person who is looking for an employment yourself, how will you use this platform, right? These are some things that I have collected from the recent conference that I had attended at the London, conference, which was there, which said very recently that 40% of contacts are referred for a job. People are available there. You have got the MDs, the CEOs, the managers, the recruiters, everyone is there. It's just like you should have the potential to understand who should I reach out to and how. Now let's say that you want to be a person who wants to start your career. That 34 contacts have shared a job opportunity via LinkedIn. Then let's come to the next part. 32% have made a new professional connection. Like I know of a person who have partnered and become great partners because of LinkedIn. And last but not the least, 32% of contacts again have provided an employee perspective on a company, right? So what does this mean, right? It is completely that, how you as your employee of an organization, how are your employees feeling about it? So I've been reading a lot of posts on LinkedIn which says that I was laid off from my job. I was kind of, this company, I'm now looking for a new job. I was working with, let's say, an ex bank or an ex, firm, and they kind of threw me out because of pandemic and things like that. So all these reviews get cumulatively collected, and people use certain hashtags. Remember, the theory of hashtags is also very important for LinkedIn to even find jobs, to know about the companies, to know about the employee, and so many other things. Let's deep dive more into this. Can we go to the next slide, please? So, like I said, right, it is one of the largest professional network. And let me tell you, the current statistics says that it has got 760 million users with more than 260 million people who are actively using this. So understand, you are as in one individual, you get a chance to connect to 260 people across the world. Nothing can be this record of it. Can we move to the next slide? Now, let's come and understand why it is there. See, one of the things that I will completely tell you, right? If even you don't have a resume, you just have to update your LinkedIn. There is an option on LinkedIn to download your resume from there. You don't even have to make a resume. It automatically calculates everything for you and puts it across. But again, it's its own standard format if you don't want to make your own self. What happens here is that it is one of the greatest career management tool, right? What happens here when you are talking about career management, it basically tracks you from where you started your education to what you went on to, how did you do it, which are the companies that you were a part of, what are your interests in terms of it. And let me tell you, this is completely a point of an professional piece of it. It does not include that, okay, I like to kind of, listen to, or, I can say that I like watching movies, but, it would be very stupid enough to say that I like watching Kangana Rao only, right? So I'm just giving these examples. She's no personal favorite of mine. Uh, then I'm coming to the next point, which is how to network with other professionals, which is very, very important. And remember, there is also a key to network with them. It cannot be like by sending a message. Like I've seen that LinkedIn is becoming a new Tinder, which is not really right. Okay. People send messages like, hi, how are you doing? I saw your profile. It's amazing. You're not coming here for matrimonial. You're not coming here to make relationships at hi, good morning, hope your day is good. No one is interested. People are only interested when you come with a purpose and it helps you connect each other. Now, the next one is helps you find jobs and employers find you. Remember this, if you are not on LinkedIn, it shows that somewhere or the other there is a disconnect. And don't go with the philosophy that big shots of various companies are not on LinkedIn. It's only because I think at one point they are done and dusted with their career. They know where they have to get to. And now they are completely like, in the point where they have come in a whole salutation of their life, but it doesn't work with the people who are of our kind of the trend that we are working in. People want to see how you are perceived on the outer level. Target audiences are people who are from, let's say, companies, which I call it as transitional military, or people who are from government background, college students, professionals. These are more people which are using LinkedIn. Can we move to the next slide? Let me take you through a little more of it. How does it help you ahead? One of the very important things is you gain access to the experts in the industry. I'll tell you one of my stories that I recently had. Um, I was working on a research paper as a part of one of the things that I'm doing at this point, right? And I wanted some professional understanding from a person who is person who's in social entrepreneurship, because I wanted to present this paper across at the LSE University. What happened that time? I was finding, and there was this poor gentleman, Devang. He is, one of the persons who has opened Dasra Foundation, and LinkedIn was my source to get through him. He looked at my profile and he said, "Boss, I would be very happy to connect with you and help you on your research paper." I would not say just for research, but they help you with your advices in your careers, in the way you want to move on to. And please mark my words, right? It also helps you solve a lot of questions. People day in and day out basis are posting their own tips, techniques, reviews about doing things in the industry. And that's how it is. You can join various groups like you could do. So please make sure that you are well updated with the news, the group discussions. And remember one thing, Twitter is a place to gain information about individuals, about personalities, about companies, but it comes in a very short text. LinkedIn is a place which is like a complete news. If a company is doing a merger, if it's doing an acquisition, if it's moving ahead to something, this platform will help you across. Uh, Again, I'm repeating, I'm not going to be propagating this platform here, but I'm only telling you how you can use this free platform, like we say, for us to make it more better and things like that. Can we move to the next slide, please? So, how is it different? Why I have included this slide is not to repeat the same thing, but let me tell you, you cannot post your pictures that you went, with your girlfriend or with your wife or with your newly engaged friend, on a trip or something like that. That's not the purpose of LinkedIn. You've got Facebook, you've got Instagram, you've got other social media, like which are there for you. Here, you know how to keep your private life separate from your professional life. If you've got an advancement in your career, if you are doing something which is very different, which is very much recognized in your professional work, if you are helping a community, if you are helping something in social, you've taken a leadership position, you are attending a session like this, you should post it so that people know that you are learning, you are kind of engaged in something, you are constantly building yourself. This is for your, in your resume, will you put that, you just ate like a biryani last night? No, right? You can put it on your Facebook and you can put it on your Instagram. But when you come on LinkedIn, you can always share that how you're building yourself, how you're building your own skill sets, how you're ready for the industry every day with the evolving world, right? Let's move to the next one. LinkedIn is also one of the platforms which is not like just for information or a photo, but it is only for the best of the personal hygiene that happens, right? Let's move to the quick step guide. So I'm going to take you through how you can start, your profile on LinkedIn. These are some quick tips that I would like to share with you, and a lot of people have gained amazing results from this, and it's very simple. I'm just going to take you through it through this session. Can we go to the next slide, please? So one of the biggest tips that I will give you, and my top tip when you are creating a profile, always write in detail about your education, your internships, your volunteering, your jobs, or if you're going to study abroad. There are a lot of people, suppose now you would say that, Apurv, why haven't you written about yourself or something? But I'd like to tell you at that point that, from the time I started my career, it was back then that this particular thing was not even in existence and it was not even in that much of a trend. And now I'm very well known in the industry that I am kind of working towards. I know the people. So they will obviously call and ask me directly because I'm a part of NASCOM and things like that, which is more related to the BFSI industry. But when you go on, when you are a new starter or you're building your career, I have observed that the details are much required. Like if I'm hiring someone in my team tomorrow, I would like some details about, okay, you have done your education, but what is your subjects that you have looked at, or what is something that you have understood in your internship or volunteering if you're doing, what have you contributed to it? You have to be very authentic and include your strengths in your summary. Remember that writing a summary is just not like, I'm available for a job, or I have, I'm a bachelor's, I'm a graduate. It should include why should I hire you. Remember, we are in a rat race. And let me tell you, the person who is able to show itself very well, a person who is, capable of making the other person realize that if I don't have you, what am I missing on? And the third thing, that if you are one person who can understand and let opposite person understand that how you can be profitable to them, that's what can really make the whole mathematics for you. The summary, I'll show you what is a summary and everything as we go. You know, everywhere you would have seen in your Instagram or in your Facebook, keywords are very important, which are known as hashtags. But here in LinkedIn, if you search by a word, like let's say that I want to search someone who's proactive, all the posts that I've mentioned on proactive will start reflecting. So not always hashtags is the right way to use it, but you can use keywords which are there, which can be relevant in your profile, in your summary that people can find you with. And remember, do not make a grammatical error, because if you make a grammatical error, it is going to be looking very shabby, because it first shows that you're not well versed with your education, you don't know your language correctly, because day in and day out, we are going to talk this universal language, which is English, right? So if you've misspelled anything, let's say you've written appreciation as appreciation, or you've written as, bold as bolt, or something like that, right? It looks very stupid. So ensure that this one isn't read, because, your grammar, like, I've read some profiles where people write, I am an engineer, right, and I am wishing to work along with you. It doesn't make any sense. It's grammatically incorrect. You have to clearly state some points which are very on point, and I've got some examples for you to show as well. Let's move to the next slide. So let's start with the profile photo next, right? What I want to show is that how your profile photo should be. I understand that putting a photo is anything, right? But remember, putting a professional photo is a worth of an impression. You cannot put up a photo when you are at a beach, or you are at a clubbing scene, or you've put like with a shirt, or you've put with something where you are at outstation. Your photo needs to be very clear with a plain solid background. When I mean solid background, it has to be with a very clear background. There should be no interruptions. We don't want to see what's your office look like, how is your home look like, or what is the background scenery behind. only thing, the more professional you keep related to your field. Like for a person, for in creative industry, if a person is a painter or a sketcher, if a person is putting a very clear picture of that person painting while it is being able to see clearly, like we can see the face very clearly, then that makes a lot of sense. So connect it with your career, as far as possible. Otherwise, please go for these formal pictures that you get, and you need to have a headshot. Please mark my word, headshot, because your face, this part of your body should be very much visible. With that, I will move to the next one, which is around the fact that if you see the picture which is shown here, this picture is basically, the lady who is standing with with a hand up and showing the office, like as if, you're like modeling and posing. I don't think that is required. And a lot of people may disengage with you thinking either you're rude, either your attitude, or either you're a person who doesn't work, just works to just show off. You need to show how normal you are, how humble you are, and no one wants to value your suit or your blazer cost, or whatever you are wearing. A simple, normal, smiling photograph really helps you very well. Can we move to the next slide, please? Come, let's move to a very simple point, which is the headline, right? It actually catches your attention. In your headline, you need not always mention what's your current job and where you are working. You can add more to it, is what we have to tell you here. The headline appears under your name and next to your picture. I'm going to show a screenshot of it very soon. When you see that particular thing, you actually know uh, who you are connecting with and who the person is. बहुत बार ऐसे होता है कि we go to a LinkedIn and we search CEOs and MDs and someone or the something. You can only search if it's updated in your title, right? So make sure that you update your title very well. You are ensuring that it is very correct. Don't limit yourself just to the job title. Like how I call myself as, I'm a person who is working somewhere. I'm also a person who's teaching. I'm also part of something which is very social, which is known as the Rotary organization, where I'm the director. So I kind of put all of these things across just to make sure that the person understands me very well when he reads the headline, that I'm doing my job. I'm also contributing in a way of academics, and also I'm also a person who is doing something in social. So this is how I plan to put myself, and that's how I go ahead with. Use 120 characters to always market yourself. You are not required, if suppose you don't have like a proper job or you're a fresher, right? You will only have these many characters to explain yourself. So use it to market it, right? So I've given you two examples, right? One is of a nurse and one is of someone who is wanting to be a manager and has done a project management degree with mechanical engineering. Now let's say that you write yourself as you're a PMP certified. So PMP is a certification that you gain, which is very equivalent to Prince2, right? So PMP certified project manager known for successfully leading multi-million-dollar projects in developing countries. I think that's like the way you attract people, that you are successful, you are a PMP certified, so your qualification is covered. And the third thing, you are doing good value projects. So if I have like a big project, I can trust you with it. Now there is this person. Now this second one can, if you're a freelancer or you're a person who is working in the service industry or somewhere, somewhere no one would think how to call a nurse out, right? How would you put yourself as a nurse? So you can always put yourself like someone who is tireless, caring, registered nurse who helps pediatric cancer patients and things like that. What I'm trying to put is that you are not, you are always there for people. You are not calling off yourself just for 9 to 6 job, and people will like such things because it hits their mental state then and there. The next slide, we will go more deep into this. And I would say that if you have any questions, right, please write it down on a piece of paper or start putting it up on the chat box. And we have the team here who will keep, looking at it, and we will cover it up in the end as per the poll that we took. Remember something that, when you are writing about your experiences, right? Let's say that you are in college yet and you've been a chairperson or a vice chairperson, that also counts as your experience before you get formally working. Write that down. complete that. Remember to delete that once you are done with it. Okay, once you are working somewhere, ensure that you delete all of that and put that into your volunteering things or things like that, because what matters the most is what is relevant, what is up to date, what I should be looking at you for. And use keywords. Now, keywords, if you go to see, right, it is not like saying that how leader you are or how you are. See, I call myself as a young leader because I feel that, I have really worked hard to achieve the same, right? And that's my keyword. You have to find your keywords, you have to explore there. And maybe, if you guys want to have another detailed class on this, then there are a lot of things that we can cover as to what are some keywords that we can look at and things like that. uh, you should always put it which is relevant to your industry. So that's my second point, right? So when you're writing keywords in your profile, make sure that it is very relevant to your desired field of your industry. Because if you're into mechanical or engineering, or you are into the stream where you are going to be working more with technology and things like that, and you put more of that how artistic you are, I think it will create a conflict of interest. You can add both together, that you are a creative mind that works in engaging, in various sets of technology or mechanical engineering, and to create very brilliant solutions for companies and things like that. So the keywords that I used in this sentence is that you're a creative mind, you have a mechanical engineering degree, you are someone who looks at solutions always. So these are something, that you can put. Something that I've seen on some profiles which have very recently come across my eyes is people write that how responsible they are, how strategic they are, how creative they are, how effective they are patient, expert, organizational, driven, innovative, analytical. And these are some keywords, that are right now going in trend. So make sure that if you ever want to note this down for yourself, then I have put it up for you here. Don't just use this, go ahead, research more, and we can do that. The next one is about how you go more detailed into your organization, internships, volunteering, jobs, and your study abroad. This is again the same point that I'm repeating because it is one of the top things that you have to ensure. If you don't mention about this in today's date, if you're a fresher or you already have one work experience, nothing is going to work very well for you because people like more information. जैसे let's say that if you are buying a product, आपको भी तो उसके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए रहता है, राइट? यू सी कि वो इसका मैन्युफैक्चरिंग डेट क्या है, उसका एक्सपायरी डेट क्या है, बिकॉज वी हैव बीन a prey to all such scams that are happening because we don't want to fall ill and things like that. People, when they are recruiting or when they are looking at you, they do see that, and it is very, very important. If you can move to the next slide, please. So, like I said, right, this is like one of the screenshots that I've taken, and reason I've taken this is because this is across when I take these sessions abroad, also in other countries. So I think this is a screenshot that everyone can relate to. First thing, you see the photograph, right? Professionally headshot. I'm able to see this face of the person very well. Now you can click it in your style. I'm not saying you should look at it in the camera like this as if someone has just come to slap you. But you should really look at it in a way you want to keep your style, keep it on, but your face should be visible and clear. Look at the way the headline is getting an attention. So this person is a writer who is powerful. She's an author, she's a speaker, a social media advisor, and a web strategist. So how many keywords put, right? And the word powerful is in caps lock, right? So powerful LinkedIn profiles, right? So she writes LinkedIn profiles for people. And this is just like an example that I have come across, this thing. Complete your experiences very well. So make sure. And connections, contact info, and customized URLs. I'll come to the customized URL piece, but connections, contact info is very, very important. Uh, Friends, I have got a message from the admin that a lot of you will be facing some connection issues because of which you're not able to see the screen clearly. But I think, we are working on the environment, which is world, whatever you say, like, technology. Like I was not able to see my screen, I was not able to present. Just be with me, listen to me, and write down things. And if you're not interested in writing down, then just register your questions. Okay. Let's go to the next profile. Okay. Now, when I say the next profile, it means that the summary, which is the next section in your profile, it is, very, very important. Summary is what happens actually, which makes you shoot up your profile. Let's say that you have got, an advantage of like 2000 characters at this stage, and you have to tell people who you are, how can they contact you, or why they should hire you, your core competencies. The word core competency basically means that suppose you are a person who is now into the digital industry, or you are into the engineering world, and you also have done events in the past or things like that. I think it will be very, very useful if you really mention that how did that transition happen? What are the qualities from being into the digital world to the engineering world you are coming from or taking into, or you are someone who is an person who has learned engineering and is also with a double flex of, let's say you also have the internet knowledge, the digital advertising knowledge. I think a person can hire you for like one role, which includes dual work stack for you. And I think that should be a great, great win for you in your career. Remember one thing, use proper capitalization and grammar. It is very, very important that you cannot capitalize everything. You cannot write everything which is incorrect. And now, I've had a very recent example of a person, she was working with Viacom and things like that. And when she put the status into their summary that working with Viacom and everything, a lot of people started approaching that person. But when that person changed it to making it that where she changed her job, and that person updated on her profile that she has changed the jobs, people stopped approaching. Key word here is, and the key point that I'm trying to make is, your summary makes the difference. Your experience makes a difference. Your profile makes a difference. And that's why we are having this session with you, to help you understand how you can make it better. Can we move to the next slide, please? Let's see the summary piece of it, which I've tried to show you here. Now, you need to have a compelling, interesting summary using a natural and a conversational tone. Now, let's say if I start taking the session saying that, you are like this, and, this is what is to be done, ye nahi kar sakte, ye kar sakte ho. If I'm not talking to you, even in your LinkedIn profile, it doesn't make sense, right? Talk more about, like say I've given about, this is like just a case, right? It's not from someone's profile, but it says about Donna, and I love helping people tell their story and build a powerful professional brand. Now, my mission is to help professionals take control of their internet presence and present themselves in a way that inspires, impresses, and builds confidence in their abilities and products and services. So you have to be very, very, you have to like kind of, I cannot say you don't have to like really market yourself hard, but you have to really put yourself in a way that people can learn from you. Ki boss, reading this only convinces me that, yeah, this is the one that I should go for. If you see my sixth hashtag, which I have put, right, which says that clear call to action so that your reader can reach out to you easily and contact. So what happens here is that if you have got like a alternative email ID, or you've got like a phone number, you can always put it here, or however you wish. There is always a place where you can make your contact information visible. So you can absolutely try that. That's like a very useful thing to always put it here, because what happens is a lot of time people just look at the summary and then they don't look down, or many people don't even know, like us, like you are learning LinkedIn. I know a lot of people that I have come across at various forums. They say कि मुझे LinkedIn तो पता है, मेरा profile तो है, I know how to accept a request, I know how to send request, but if I have to navigate about someone, no, मुझे वो नहीं समझ में आता है. So that's why I'm teaching you all of this, so that it can help you. Can we move to the next slide, please? Okay, like I said, customized URL. So now we are going to focus on that. And the second piece that I'm going to talk to you more about how you can, encash by joining your groups. So, you can make your URL very easy to remember, right? So you can make it like www.linkedin.com. वो तो होता ही है आपका linkedin.in for India, but you can always make it as, Apurv Kangar, or you can make it as your name or the way you want to be called as or something which people can, you can share that link in your CV as well. Because when you share that link, no, you are upfrontly telling the person that how you are in sync with everything, right? You can check me out on LinkedIn, you can check me out here, you can check me out there. You're giving more open references for people. Make it very easy. Don't go if your name is too big, right? So let's say your name is like how you will pronounce like it's like your first name is big, your middle name is big, and your last name is big. So even if you have to put your first and last name, to bhi bada ho jata hai. Very simple. You can always use the initials of your first name, your middle name. So let's say that someone's name is Arvindanathan Venkateshwaram Kulumia, right? And Arvindanathan Venkateshwaram. So that person can say A.V. and Kulumia. So people always like to address you from your surnames in the corporate world, right? The biggest piece where you can actually grow your network is by joining various groups or business circles, right? LinkedIn is one community where people are very engaged in knowing other people. So they join groups, it gives you advices, it gives you information, and also you get to participate there. There are polls happening, there are various ways in which people are going to be talking to you about, or you can contribute in your way and method about a lot of things. So you will be visible, that will be visible on your feed as well. So अगर आप कहीं पे कमेंट भी करते हो ना, तो वहां पे भी दिख के जाता है that this one commented, you have commented on this post. So all that is visible how active you are. I have given you the way in which you can join some groups and things like that, so you can have a look at it. Can we move to the next part of this? Very, very important add-ons that you should always have if you're planning to go abroad, study ahead. And this is what, I have recommended all my students or people that I work with. Put your volunteering experiences and causes that you are working with. It is very important. Every organization is looking for someone who comes not with only a mindset just to earn money or with a money mindset, right? The world is moving. We are not just coming off a salary. We are only coming here to work, build ourselves, and definitely salary is the ultimate goal, but that should not be visible in your profile that you are only doing things which is just work. So you are like a person working at this company and you're not doing anything else. You have to be involved in different things. You have to be supporting causes, because that's how you get visible. You can actually tell people that you are just not business minded person, or you're just not, bolte na ki it's just about ki main or mera. There is nothing that you can do about things or something like that for the society, because CSR is not important just for companies, it's important for every human being which is staying there. You don't have to pay your money for that, you have to give your time. In my case, I am a person who has been working with the Rotary. I am also supporting an organization which is known as YVO, a Young Volunteers Organization. Um, there are various other organizations that I take some sessions for and things like that. So this is how I keep myself engaged. I support a lot of causes. I'm on panel discussions. I do things which are beneficial for the society. Very recently, I'm not bragging about myself, but on the 13th of February, I had visited Palghar district where, there are a lot of Adivasi kids, and we had given scholarships to them as a part of it. And we benefited to about 230 kids who are there in that particular region by giving them scholarships to the people who got first, second, and third rank in their 10th grade, so that they can move ahead in their career. So that's something you should always keep doing. Certifications is very important. Remember, when I talk about certifications, I'm not talking about LinkedIn free courses. Okay. Now, this is where I say, right, I'm not coming here from the LinkedIn fraternity and they are paying me for doing this, right? I'm just telling you how you can build your brand professionally. And this is one of the best platforms to do that. What I'm talking about certifications is some certificate that you have done by studying something, by giving some exams, by doing something, right? That is very, very, very important. At this point in time, remember that that certificate is not like what you get for coming first in a drawing competition or something like that. I'm talking about professional certificates. You are either doing a project management certification, you are doing a digital marketing certification. I'm just giving you examples. In your field, what you're studying, it works. Honors and awards that you have got. Education I've already covered, so you can always keep updating your education. Like I always keep learning every year, right? Currently also I'm learning from an institute which is under Mumbai University. I'm learning more in the ancient texts, the Chanakya theories, because that helps me keep my knowledge up to speed, right? uh, you should keep updating your education. That's what one of the things, or do a certification. Honors and awards for whatever you've been awarded for. So, example that you recently got an award or a scholarship or something, update it. Let people know that how well you are being recognized in the society. Skills is very, very important. A lot of people just put marketing and this and that. I just don't understand, why do you not show people your skills? Because in LinkedIn your skills get endorsed. Remember that, right? A lot of people will come and endorse your skills. So example, you're listening to my session, and you can go on LinkedIn and endorse me for training, or you can endorse me for marketing, or whatever you feel like, right? You can give endorsements so that the skills get known. So similarly, you can do it for yourself as well, where you can go get endorsed, put your skills where people can directly say, "हाँ, ये बंदा इसमें बहुत ठीक है." Update about your languages that you know, your test scores, your patents. Patents are some trademarks जो मिलता है if you are into your some of your businesses or something. Do not put courses like accounting 101. ये सब आप मत डालो. मतलब आपने ये जो ऑनलाइन किया है, जो फ्री ऑफ सब कोर्सेज मिल रहे हैं, या फिर it's good for learning, but that is not a certification that will really value, because मुझे भी पता है कि वो कोर्स कैसे कंप्लीट होता है. It's like next टेस्ट दिया खत्म हो गया. So people will not really value you for that, right? Can we move to the next slide, please? I know that we've got a couple of questions, so I will try and cover that up as far as possible. So please, allow me that, like you said, right, we will cover it up at the end. I've given you a profile of this gentleman, which is known as Ryan Brad. Remember, his profile is just like for the sake of showing you, but nothing that he's there. He's a contract recruiter. See the way we've put the summary, the headline, the previous experiences. The way in which the summary is written. Just take a note of this. I don't want you to copy it, but I want you to like literally understand how this kind of a profile helps. So he's mentioned himself as a talent acquisition professionals with over 2 years of 30 third party recruiting experiences, focusing in that. तो उसमें एक ही sentence में कितना सारा डाल दिया, right? So you should always continue. Look at the photograph, and you always get to see the connections, right? So that is also very important. Okay, you've got 500 plus connections. That's what LinkedIn shows. Next slide, please. Can we go to the next slide? Yeah. So this is what the experience of this recruiter is. So he was a contract recruiter. Before that, he was a senior recruiter. Look at the way he's mentioned his company, and I'm talking about the description like this, right? So that people can read about you very, very clearly.
Diamond.
Okay, so you can absolutely understand what is happening, कहाँ पे क्या लिखा जा रहा है, कैसे आप अपना experience update कर सकते हैं. And remember, मुझे ये नहीं बताना है कि ये सब बड़े बड़े प्रोफाइल्स के लिए होता है, ये छोटे छोटे प्रोफाइल्स के लिए भी होता है. अगर आप इसको अच्छे से समझेंगे और यूज करेंगे तो ये आपके लिए भी बेनिफिशियल होगा. एंड अगर आज के बाद यू वांट टू डू ए मास्टर क्लास ऑन दिस कि अच्छा हाउ टू बिल्ड माय कनेक्शंस और थिंग्स लाइक दैट, देन वी कैन ऑर्गेनाइज अनदर सेशन. यू कैन रीच आउट टू कैंपस क्रेडेंशियल्स फॉर दैट. कैन वी मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड? And just before we move to the next slide, if you can go to the previous slide, I'm very sorry about this, but I wanted to show you the one thing, the next slide after this. Yeah. If you see at the bottom, I'm not able to clearly point it out here, but if you can see at the bottom, our clients include Fortune 500 companies and small corporations. Use numbers, very, very important. So you should actually talk. So he's not talking about himself, he's talking about the company that he's worked for, right? So he's clearly showing that what kind of a company he worked for and how big it was, and what is his experience in that company. तो वो दोनों sync में match करता है. Can we move to the next slide, please? Yeah. So always get recommendations is what I will suggest you. You can always give and get recommendations. Now, what is the theory and the mechanism behind giving and getting recommendations? ये चीज we can cover in a master class, which is the next class. Whenever you guys want, you can request. But I will always say that if you have worked with someone, ask them for recommendations. If you're attending a session of someone, give them recommendations. And ensure that if you're connecting with someone for a social cause, ask them to recommend you. वो recommendation is very important to get because वो आपके profile में दिखता है. Now, when we are talking about this whole point of, जब भी आपका experience, how will you list it down like this, wherever, you've done your internship and like this. So just wanted to show you all of that also, because that is also important, that if you were an intern at this particular American Federation of State, country, and municipal employees, what all you did there, my decisions were used to determine continuation or denial of active grievances. This is the way you should write about yourself. That really helps. Let's go to the next one. I know that we have a little less time, so I'm trying to run a little bit, but I would like to spend more time in question and answers with you. Skills and endorsement. So I want to show you before skills and endorsement. अगर आप ऊपर देखोगे, so see, he's a member of Jersey Surf, Drum, and Bugle Corps, right? So that's a basically thing that he has been a part of for 2 years, right? So you can show that. So your volunteer experiences and everything, and your skills and endorsement should always come like this. And very much, I'm telling you, technically, this is what is working in your era right now. People now, being 9 years into the industry, we've like saturated now. I'm also someone that I know what my industry is, where I have to work, and I know the people, everything. So wo abhi chalte rahega for me. But for you who are budding, who want to make your own stand in the market, then this is what it is. Okay. Can you go to the next slide, please? So something that I wanted to tell you, which is one of the fixes that you should always have. Remember this, okay? No networking wanted approach is what you should follow. No, don't be hungry to just add people and build your network, right? It's not about making 10,000 connections or 30,000 connections on LinkedIn. It is about actually making the connections that are really helpful to you. लोग आपको उस नजरिए से नहीं देखेंगे कि आपके पास कितने connections है. People will see what are the valuable ones. So the people that I have worked with on NASSCOM and other forums that I am there, the MDs and the CEOs, we have voluntarily accepted each other's request, right? And there is no ego banter here that, because I'm the MD of a company, I will not add you to my LinkedIn connection, or it is, very much. It's the kind of people that you invite and you get invited to. That's the, kind of the sweet taste of it. Because remember, ऐसे तो बहुत सारे accounts होते हैं जिनको भी they want like, the networking wanted approach. But the theory, like I'm saying, right? LinkedIn is a vast subject to study. So whenever we meet next, I can tell you how to go networking on LinkedIn, how to really help yourself to become a professional brand on LinkedIn. And you should not like really compare me to what you can do. Everyone can do the whole thing, and I'm just helping you because for me, I have studied this in and out, right? It really is a very fantastic place to be on. uh, you have to take steps to be findable and reachable. That's where I said start talking about your latest interventions, keep updating your profile. And remember that अगर आप कहीं पे job join करते हो and you've quit somewhere and you're joining a new job, take your time to update it till the time you know that it is your place that you want to be at, right? So make sure that आपने वो update किया है, real time लगना चाहिए, but ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए that you are in dual mind to leave that particular company and do things like that. Join groups, a lot of them. That is very much important. So show your career goals, what you're aspiring for. Uh, you should always be a person who will try to be open to receive messages that you like, right? I know on LinkedIn there are a lot of people who just add you randomly and then they say that I see your profile is very interesting and would you be open for a second income running business? All these people are just wasting their time there. They just want new clients and they just want to give you all these options of doing things. Those are not the connections you should look for. Connection should be looked for where they can help you. You can help them. They can support you. बोलते हैं ना, a friend in need is always a friend indeed. Really, may on this particular platform, it is more of a connection that is the worth, really creates the real worth of you. And we understand this again. Connection that is worth really creates the real worth of you. If I have got some stupid people like all these people, the company profiles who are adding me on LinkedIn, let's say Blizz HR and this that, I don't want them on my LinkedIn profile. I will only want some people that I would like to work with. Like example, the CEO of Barclays had added me, so I am with that person on LinkedIn. So I mean, that's like a very rich network. You should keep having it. Tomorrow, if you post something, they should be really okay. I have a lot of students who have studied under me who are on my LinkedIn. They keep tagging me on different posts. They keep doing this. So, I kind of also comment on that so that because of my reach, they also get some reach. Look at the contact information, make sure that it is very well useful about it. And remember, did you add your phone number, email address, or both? This is, again, I've put a question mark because it's optional. I'm not a person who wants to publicize my personal phone number to everyone on LinkedIn, so I will not put that, right? Because I feel that it is useful or it is not useful, right? They can contact me on emails because I'm on top of my emails every day. I check it on a 2-time basis, morning and evening. So they can any day email it to me and I'll reply to them. And if there is a call to action, if we have to connect and talk to that person, then we can do that. Okay. Can we move to some very much serious errors that people make on LinkedIn? If we can go there. Yeah, the next slide. Okay, so guys, we are coming to the end of this thing. So I'm going to tell you what people really don't, make errors. And I have kind of rejected a lot of profiles basis that, and we have even discussed it at the levels that I've been at or something. People do not put their work history, do not put right titles. They have skipped sections. They don't put their interests. They don't put their specialities. It is very easy to ignore that person. Some people don't have their display pictures, or they've kept a picture of their, they looking in their young ages. Very stupid enough. Never ever do that. Keep yourself as genuine as possible. अगर तुम कल शादी करने जाओगे तो कल you in your biodata you will at least write, right, कि आज आप क्या कर रहे हो, किस हिसाब से हो, कहाँ पे आपका जॉब है, आपके माता पिता कौन है, कैसे है. You are going to mention all of that. So why will you not mention it here? So that is what we go on to. The next one, your resume summary is not your LinkedIn summary. Okay. LinkedIn पे आप इतना भी नहीं लिख सकते कि हाँ भाई मतलब I have either you cannot like put it as your resume summary. Make it different, make it more appealing that I will read it once and I will feel wow, this person is a wow to connect, right? So ensure on all of that points. Make it more personalized, more bullets in there. Write your background, your qualifications, involve a personal touch, right? जैसे ये लोग shows में जो TRP करते हैं ना कि थोड़ा emotional drama add किया, ये किया, तो यहाँ पे ये नहीं लिखना है आपको कि my mom is not well and she's on the deathbed and I'm looking for a job being a mechanical engineer, ये सब करना है, वो सब नहीं लिखना है आपको. That's waste of time. I'm just telling you, add an emotional touch, like, say that how passionate you are about something, how you want to create a difference to the society, how you want to kind of put yourself ahead, so on and so forth. Break up the text visually so that the people can see it. So even in my profile, I've broken it into 3 parts where somewhere or the other I've added some kind of words and things like that. But I'm yet saying that I have just updated it because I take sessions like these and, I just want to show them the basic tenure of it. Otherwise, I come onto that platform just because I get connections, requests, people keep connecting with me professionally for some panel discussions and things like that. So that's what it is. But you can make it more better, and I'd like to see how excellently you have done it more than anyone else. Can we move to the third error? I see people are having fun on the chat box, so have that much of fun. We are at the end of it. Do not do this simple mistake of presenting data which is not consistent with your resume. I have seen people writing on their LinkedIn, because LinkedIn पे तो कोई भी कुछ भी लिख सकता है. Seen writing that the person is a CEO of some company and वो अभी job के लिए apply कर रहा है. I mean, it is so stupid. It does not even match in their own resume कि तुमने लिखा भी नहीं है that you are heading a company or doing something like that, right? You have to be very clear. If you are an AVP, write you are an AVP. If you are a analyst, write you are an analyst. If you are a part of some big, team, write that. So it is in that particular direction that you should mention that. Because what happens is you can easily spot discrepancies. I'll tell you about my story about this interview that I had taken very recently, right? And this a guy came now at the team that I'm building at Morgan Stanley. This person came to give an interview, and he said that he's with an ex bank, and he is willing to contribute and has a project management certification and things like that. Okay. When I asked the recruiting team to do a scrutiny on him, interview में तो सब बोलते हैं. It was really found out that he was thrown out from the bank that he was a part of, right? The second thing that came up is that his internship was not a valid internship. He was doing a voluntary thing. The third thing, his profile didn't match to his LinkedIn profile at all, right? So it is so much of a it's like the trust breaks there, and he was rejected. No one will come and ask you why did you do that. So make sure that it is very consistent, right? You should always deliver the value proposition on your LinkedIn like you would put it on your resume, right? And remember this thing, and that's why I put it in bold. Getting hired requires a strong online identity today, and that's why we are all connecting to talk about it. Remember one more thing, that just I said that you don't need to make your resume, you can download it from LinkedIn and everything. But for that, you need to be really, putting your LinkedIn very well, because it's a profile that you can send to people and people can view you. And tomorrow, see, if I'm thinking to develop a team also, एक चीज ऐसा हो जाता है कि I may not want to put मुझे जितने भी applications आए, I'm not happy with it. And I want to like literally search for someone who is an analyst or is a great person or has been a team manager who can work on my team and things like that. So I will do those searches, and that's how I will put the filters. I'll put the filter by country, by city, and then I'll put that keyword. तो ऐसे भी लोग बहुत ढूंढते हैं आजकल. Let's move to the next one. What you should do when your profile is all set. So be active, keep updating. The more you are active on it, the more contacts you will grow and more information you will get. Can we move to the next slide, please? Again, let's think about how to network. And this is my, very nutshell of it, that how you will have to network yourself. The biggest thing across to all the people, all the 700 people that we have here now, remember that your network is what, people should know you and, you trust already, right? So establish it in a way like this. Like today we have connected through a session. So, you can connect with me, you can introduce yourself to me and then say that, what are your things? Because, I may not remember your name. Okay, I may not remember what you do, but I can remember something, that unique thing that you give me, right? So that's how you establish a network. And tomorrow, if someone comes up to me and says that, do you know someone who is interested for this thing? And I say, yeah, I know this person had approached me. Why don't I share his LinkedIn profile with you and you can connect? And you can always say that Mr. Apurva referred to you. This is how business networks work. Explore career paths. So go to your alumni paths, go to the employer name, find various keywords, look at that and things like that. If you're even studying abroad, how will you go, right? You will go to Facebook, you will see how many people have studied there. If you have to look for an apartment, you will join some groups, you will post it there. So यहाँ पे भी यही चलता है. Explore and follow employer pages. Always do that, so that it's a good search tool and things like that will help you. I have got a message from the admin. You are not required to put your email IDs on the chat box because the questions will then get missed. Your email IDs are not required. So, stop putting that on a message. Thank you. Can I just go to the next one? Okay. What's the formula to build your connections? I will tell you, you have got 100 profiles that you can connect and search every day. Okay. There is unlimited search now. 100 is only in some countries, but you can search n number of profiles. You can look at companies that you would, like to go ahead with and things like that. But make sure that when you're connecting with people, right, ensure that you are actually doing like a good work. When you're talking about that, why I say a good work is because uh, just don't write saying that, the inbuilt message, I'd like you to add my professional network on LinkedIn. I mean, ऐसा message देख के मैं भी बोलता that person did not even put like a single thought effort to even, say a hi or things like that. You just have to kind of make it more personalized. So how can you do that? Can we go to the next slide? I've got like an example here for you. uh, See, if I was supposed to write a message, right, how will you write? I would say, let's say I'm writing to Steve, right? Steve, just Steve Jobs, okay? Just making it up, right? So let's say that there is a guy named Steve and I want to write to it. So how will I say? And I have to make my intentions very clear. So I say that I obtained your name from this particular group. I'm in dash dash, and in the process of making a career transition, it would be helpful for me to ask you questions about your experience as whatever you have been into. I'm not expecting to discuss a particular employment position. So I'm not saying कि मैं ऐसे मोटिव से आ रहा हूँ कि तुम मुझे जॉब पे ले लो and things like that. उसके लिए तुम अप्लाई करो, तुम्हें जॉब मिल ही जाएगा. But what are you connecting with me for? Why do you want my personal time? Is because I want to talk to you on a informational basis. So this is what, so a person will at least look at it. Agar if he does not want to come and talk to you, then he will say that, why don't you send your questions here and I will try and respond here. And this is how you engage with people. This is how you start with it. ऐसे नहीं लिखता कि I like to add you to my thing. There was one person, a couple of them, right? And they said that, can I please get a job? I mean, how will I know? You can send me your resume, how many other connections I have, I can share it with them, but will that really help you? You should come connect with people, be a part of forums, understand, learn from such sessions, and make yourself very much visible. So, you've attended a LinkedIn session, you should post it on your LinkedIn, tag people, tag campus credentials, you can tag me, you can make your connections much more wider, put hashtags in, and make sure that your connections, usse people will start knowing you. They will start interacting. Some people will say, congratulations, good work, good to know, everything they will put. Let's go to the next slide. Like I said, right, there is a lot to learn on this particular platform. How to search, how can they help, how can I make my search more better, that I get my whole things, how to get jobs via LinkedIn. That's like the biggest piece of it, right? How to get more connection invites, how to accept more invites, how is the best way to use your network, so recently, right, I had done this session with LSE on how to use your network, right? And it is a brilliant one, right? Where people shared their views and they got out of that understanding of how can they get it across very well. And there is much more. There is much more, right? So that is there. So can we go to the next slide? So I think we are at the end of it. So, 4 clues that I want to give you that will help your LinkedIn strategy working. It's very simple, right? First thing, uh, appearances and profile views have increased. So you get this whole summary, and don't go with that email that you get from LinkedIn, which is to everyone, right? Hi, you are getting noticed and everything. That doesn't work here. I'm sorry that everyone gets it, but always check your views. How many people have started following you? How many people from the industry that you're a part of are viewing your profile? How are people reaching out to you both on and off LinkedIn, right? How many people have started messaging you? And opportunities come to start, and people will start that, I have a conference, why don't you come and participate, and things like that. But don't get into some scams where some people are saying pay online, be a part of this session, and you'll get a certificate. You can always take your investigation time and things like that. Don't say that Apurv told me that, try to make more connections on LinkedIn and everything. Let's move to the next slide, which is more about question and answers. So this is how you can connect to me. My name stands very similar on all these platforms, and some people were asking about my email ID, so that's my email ID. You can write to me. I get like I said, I do check my emails morning and evening, but as per your question and convenience, I'll try to reply to you as soon as possible in the best of the time frame I can. If there are any haphazards in replying or something, always feel free to follow up, ask, because I have kept myself open to allow you to kind of ask me whatever it is. So this is how we can go ahead with. With that, I open the forum for Q&A. I know you've been waiting for it, so let's start with it.
So thank you, Apurva, for your valuable time and much detailed session. I hope this is helpful for the students, that is fresher students. I really hope it is has helped, and they will take most benefit out of this particular. So Apurva, we have started questions and coming in. So one question is, should we keep posting some or other things related to our field on LinkedIn to boost our network?
Yes, you should absolutely do that. And Jayesh, if you have the name of the person also, you can say that. So I can use that person's name also.
Yeah, Yash Mehta is the
Yash.
name of the person. Yash.
Okay, so Yash, you should keep doing that. It is very, very useful because that's how you can connect to the industry very, very well and start writing articles if you're a writer, or start doing vlog or talk about it. But make sure that your content is good, right? Don't copy paste and put it. That is the worst thing you can do, right? So this is one of the things that I will always advise you for. And like you're attending these sessions, wherever you're attending, whatever you're doing, start posting, be very active.
Yep. Thanks, Apurva. Before I take next question, I have sent an form. Please fill up that particular form so that you will get certificates from the campus credential, and the whatever the details you require, we will share with you. Let me take another question.
Yeah.
And yes, before taking that another question, sorry, I would like to request everyone, those who want to ask a question, can raise your hand and we can unmute you, so that if you can ask personally, that would be great, because we would like to know your feedback and your question also. Okay.
Sure.
Sir,
Hello.
I think they all want to say that the form link is not working. So maybe, that's what they're
I'll
concerned.
reshare.
Yeah.
I'll reshare the form link. But yeah, let me take another question. Yeah, thank you, sir, for your valuable session. It is okay to add a clickable link on LinkedIn profile in CV resume? If yes, then how can we do it?
Okay. So that's like a very nice question. So a very good question, whoever has asked that. But let me tell you that you can do that, and there is a way in which we can do that. So I think Jayesh, it's like a little long process that we can be a part of. We will have to, take them through this. But I can tell you that you can go on Linktree, you can upload your resume there or whatever it is. You can complete it, once you put in your resume there and everything, or your other profile links, or if you have a portfolio and everything, and you can put that link in your summary. But there is another better way of doing it, but we'll have to I'll have to guide you through the process. So maybe, we can do another session or something like that on those lines.
Yep. So another question is, someone is asking, just a second.
I saw one question which says that do we have to use a paid version of LinkedIn or
Yes,
something?
that's the same question I was coming to
Okay.
you.
So let me tell you and break the ice that the answer is no. You don't need to pay LinkedIn until unless it's giving you bread and butter. You know that if you are aggressive, then try the premium LinkedIn, which is free for 30 days. But I'm telling you, till my whole thing, till now, I have not paid them a single rupee, but I'm using the LinkedIn as a platform from the point that they have made, which says that, let's make sure that you are in the capacity, whatever, there are limitations, which is okay. We don't have to do things which are beyond it. Make your profile strong so that people can come and see you there and do things like that. So don't take a paid version, but if you are very much interested and you're very eagerly looking for a job or you want to connect and it has got a business aspiration for you and everything, then please go ahead. It is always better to take a paid version. You've got more features.
Yeah, that question actually coming from Prasanna sir. So he is one of the faculty member.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why he is asking. So another
Thank you.
question is, should student post on LinkedIn?
Yes, absolutely. You should post on LinkedIn. And like I said, that make sure that it is visible. You are actually being looked at. You are really related to the industry and you're doing something that people should be aware of. And there is also one section, maybe in the next masterclass, I can take you through that, how you can show some of your posts in your timeline as well. So that people, when they look at your profile, they can clearly just see those posts. They cannot have the time to go across on the whole of your profile and things like that, right? So, we can look at that, but students should post. You should write articles, you should post, you should make sure, because we will always look at that when we are recruiting.
Apurva sir, with your permission, can I
Yes.
add on this particular question?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so guys, please remember, if you are doing any research work, okay, or any project related work where you are presenting that particular report at the, if you are competing at nationwide competitive some platform, okay, or inter-college platform, or any, for which you have done some research work or you have come up with, some brilliant idea. So that's something which you can always post in the LinkedIn, okay, and make sure that whatever you are posting in the LinkedIn, okay, it is not copied and pasted. And if you are copying from any other resources, okay, any other book or any other article or anything, please don't forget to give credit to, if
Correct.
I'm taking, that particular paragraph or line from book, okay, so I am giving that particular reference at the end. So this and this line is taken from this particular book. Okay, so please do that, and please post questions as much as possible. Okay. Another question is, how can we view someone's profile without getting them notified? Lakshmashwari asked this particular
Okay,
question.
there is a very smarter way to do that. It is, again, like I said, that it's a lengthy process, but always I can give you a easier right now, because you've asked me this question right now. The easier method is that there is, in your settings, there is viewing settings, profile view settings. In that, you can make yourself invisible, so you can also not see, and others can also, you can also not see who's viewed you. Others can also not see who you are viewing. But there is another way also that we can do. Maybe we'll have to take it in the next class. We cannot cover it in the Q&A. But that's my answer.
Uh, Thank you. Are there
I've got
fake?
like a direct message, Jayesh, which
Okay,
says
okay.
from Arnab Das. Are there fake misleading recruiters on LinkedIn? If yes, how to identify such? Remember that fake and misleading recruiters on LinkedIn are completely there, which are taking the utmost advantage of people at this point. How to identify that is, look at their profile, look from which company they are coming. They should always have a website of their own. Look at the website from the person who's contacting. Is that person a working person in that particular thing? Anything that is asking you for money, do not say a yes, because anywhere you are getting a job, no one asks you for money. If someone is saying that, you pay me 25,000, I'll get you a job which is for more than like 35,000, 40,000, and you give me 25,000 after that. There is nothing such an arrangement in the whole corporate industry working like that. So any such person who is not having a genuine profile, does not have a genuine company name, or is approaching you with any misleading information, do not accept or go ahead with that.
Yes, and how can we look for internship on LinkedIn? That is very good
Internships.
question.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
sorry,
really
sorry,
like that
sorry. Please go
question.
ahead.
It's a very good question, to go ahead with. So I think you can look at internships on LinkedIn very easily. It's actually by approaching managerial people or HRs for a matter of fact. And what they do is if you connect to a couple of HRs, right, who you think are genuine and things like that, they keep posting on their LinkedIn pages, we are hiring for recruitments and things like that. And also, you should follow some pages or accounts which are like Jobs Mumbai, then there are Internship Mumbai or things like that. They kind of give you some heads up about some internships that they are seeing on some portals. So these are like content curators. They kind of come up with a list of saying that Bank of Baroda has come with 2 internships, or they will say that XYZ company, or let's say that HUL has come up with 2 roles which are internship roles in mechanical engineering, or a graduation batch, the graduation batch learning internship period has come in. So follow more such pages, discussion groups, and you will come to know and add more recruiters to your connections. But remember that the recruiters, when you add them, don't just satisfy yourself by sending them a message, right? Some people, they don't even know their jobs very well. They are just on some position and things like that. So don't be with very fulfilled expectations. But if you keep posting about what you're doing, no, they will only reach out to you because they know that they have to close this role and things like that. So make your profile much more stronger in that case.
Yes, so
Jayesh, with your permission, I've got one question which says that can we direct message to HR on LinkedIn to refer us? Mrinali, Mrinali, for that question of yours, I would suggest that, many people in this world, if they don't know you, they're not very happy to help. Okay. So remember this very clearly. If there is someone who refers you also, then that person will always feel, why should you do it? Because, world is a little more on the different edge at this point, right? Everyone wants to know what is my income or what is my, win-win in that. But there are some genuine people as well, right? You can add that HR on your LinkedIn. You can keep sharing your research articles or things like that, or your vlogs, your pictures of things, everything you can do. But remember one thing, don't sit with the expectation that they will refer. You can always ask, but ask in the way that I sent you that message. I showed you, right? The message, how you should approach people, how you should go about it. So go in that format, will help you more. You should always try that, not a greedy approach, but a very smarter approach. I've got one more question, Jayesh, which says from
yes.
Aniket, which says, Sir, are there any classes on how to use LinkedIn? I think what Campus Credentials is organizing for you is the best class. You can connect with them, you can ask them for more of this. We can deep dive into this. There are a lot of things that relate to working on your resume, which can be LinkedIn plus resume, things like that. So, you have got a point of contact that you should work with. I don't have any other direct message questions, but sir, isn't LinkedIn somewhat like a resume? Uh, Again, that's again the same question from Aniket. So Aniket, yes, it is like a resume, and that's why we say that you should always constantly keep updating it because that's how it works. Uh, I think, yeah, that's more that is coming to me. You can continue, Jayesh.
Yes, so multiple students have asked the same question, which is related to the certificated course from Coursera or any other certification course can we add? So, Apurva,
I
over
think
to
I
you.
have a very, clear understanding of this. Remember, anything which is coming for free, right? And you can do it just by, just closing your eyes. You just know you have to do next, and then give the test and complete it. It is good to put it up, right? But it is not that great to keep having it on your LinkedIn. It's only learning thing. Like मैंने आज एक नया book पढ़ा, ठीक है, मैंने वो डाल दिया as a post that was happy to learn new dynamics about this subject from this Coursera course that I just completed it. Don't add that in your certification because all this is now everyone knows कि ये कैसे होता है. Everyone knows that LinkedIn free courses how does that happen, how does that work, and things like that. So My recommendation is do some serious courses and put those in your certifications which have the biggest value. For example, I've done a Prince2 course. I have put it. It's like not a course; it's a certification. It's one of the most valued certifications in the market. So I put that because it adds value to you. I've been accredited as a Scrum Master. I put that. So add something about that. Someone just asked me Oracle certification. Yes, Oracle certification is the right hit, Rupali. You can put that, but remember that what kind of a certification it is, what is the level of it. Always mention that like beginner, intermediate, or things like that. That's a very good point. I've got one more message, Jayesh. Internship
Sure, sure.
certificates like a campus ambassador for any program, which is totally different from our core career. Yes, it is very much preferred to put it in your profile. I would recommend you to do that always. So please add that. It is always good to do that. There is from Sampada, sir, how should our public or how should our post public or only connections? You should always make it public. Do not only put it to connection until unless you want to ask something or you want to do a poll that you can only trust your connections with. Sir, while writing the work experience, how should it be? How many lines should it be? Please guide. Ruturaj, I'll be very happy to guide you. If I have to give this answer in short, then it should be as crisp as possible. But like I gave you some examples on the presentation, it should be that it's detailed as well. So short but good gives good detail. It should be like that. I think we need to spend some more time where you need to understand how can you put what should be your first opening line, what should be a second line, and everything, which can be done later on. So I think you can reach out to the team of Campus Credentials for that, and we can organize a session. Can you suggest some groups for getting internship? Arnab, I've already done that. So you can go for jobs, Mumbai, internships. I think the better of the reach is go to Internshala. You can always understand which are the internships open because most of the companies are putting there. And then come on LinkedIn, see who in that company is the recruiter, and then reach out to that person. You should always try that approach. That's a very smarter approach to do. Someone has written, which is Aditya, should we share a Coursera certificate or not? Like I said, you can share it as a post, don't add it in your certifications. Um, what else is there? I think the rest are all other questions that, sir, some
That's
tips for
one
first time
question.
internship. Yes, please, go ahead.
Yeah, one question which caught my eye. Just a second. Just a second. Sir. Yeah, if we have made, so this question coming from Ritik Gupta.
Okay.
If we have made a project, should we post a demo of that particular project on LinkedIn?
Yes, you should. You always
Yes.
should do that and write what were your objectives, how much did you accomplish, and put it in numbers and percentages. If you do that, then remember that there should be your own colleagues and people who will comment on it, and they will kind of appreciate you for that. And make sure that when you're posting that, you have a lot of people from your industry to actually look at that post so that you actually come to know. And remember, LinkedIn is not a place where it's all about कि मुझे 50 likes मिले, मुझे 70 likes मिले. Everyone views it. People get the post in the view. That is more than enough. Liking, disliking is a personal choice which will grow with time.
Yeah, another question is coming from Sahil Wani. Nowadays, there are some internship certificate after completing some sort of course online, and they
Okay.
ask us to pay for course. Do they
Yeah.
actually work it?
No,
Or
they don't work.
we should go for actual office workspace internship?
You should
Ideally,
go
you
for
should go.
actually work for an office workspace internship. My answer to that is going to be that because until unless you learn the real environment, until unless you physically work with people, until unless you know how human psychology works, how companies work, you have really put an Excel together or you've done something of your field, then only you will learn how to go about it.
Yeah, adding Apurva, sir, can I add
Yes,
with
please.
your permission? Yeah. So
Yes, please.
basically, Sahil, the whole objective of giving internship is to just to give you idea about how companies functioning and act at the actual environment and live environment, right? So just to give, so within 2 months, I don't think so you will able to know each and everything what is happening in company, but at least a gist of which you will able to understand what is happening in the company, how it is different from the college life or academic life. Okay, and the real life, what is their the way they are working, as Apurva sir said, you have to interact with people, you have to understand their connectivity and all this stuff. So the whole idea of having internship is to, when you will go visit that premises, okay, then only you will be able to understand what is happening, what technology they are working, and how they are working, how collaboration is happening between two teams, and everything you will able to learn practically. Yep, I think in certification, can we add certificate from course which we have paid, like Six Sigma?
Yes.
Bhargav Jadhav asking this particular question.
Yes, Six Sigma is the best certificate that you can ever get, but remember that always ensure to put across what you have learned in that, and which belt are you on of Six Sigma. It is very, very important and it really helps. Do put that.
Yes, and the next question is, sir, I have recently come on LinkedIn, but I have done previously projects.
Okay.
How should we may approach to add them on LinkedIn?
Okay.
This
My
question coming from Nilesh Savale.
Nilesh, that is absolutely fine. Like, I will also give you my example. I've been very, caught up very lately with a lot of things. I have attended a lot of social programs. Like I said, I was at some things. I was doing some business programs also. I've missed on posting a lot of things, right? But that is okay. You can always put like in the month of or in the year of 2019. It was a great deed to work on the project like this and everything. And you can time your post in a way that आपने अगर 2019 मतलब मेक इट मोर ऑफ ए ग्रेजुअल इंक्रीज राइट 2019 का भी किया तो उसके बाद 2020 करो देन डोंट गो टू 2018 आई होप दैट
Uh,
आंसर्स योर क्वेश्चन
yeah. One interesting question is come up. It's
ओके
Neeraj says, just okay, sir, what I think is LinkedIn is typically employee based. Only corporate things. What if I, as a researcher and a professor, can use LinkedIn in best way?
So, my answer to that will be very different in that case because I know there are a lot of people who are, kind of considering this more as an employee base, but it is not really. If you are even thinking as an entrepreneur or things like that, remember you will always need a person to work for you, and if you don't, and that person will also, if that person knows that you are the CEO of the company, the person will find you on LinkedIn. If you are a business head of some particular organization and things like that, your what you are about and what you are doing really really makes sense to them, because looking at you and your face value, your social value, they will join you. So remember that the more richer in experience you are, the more credible in the market you are, this is the right place and the right spot for them to actually know about how, what, and when does it happen. Otherwise, kya hota hai na, that you meet like 10,000 of bosses, right? Or you have 10,000 people working under you. But when they and you come on the floor together, then either people really don't respect you or they respect you at your face value when you are present, and after that they backbitch about you, or the last point is that they really don't care who you are, what you are, they just want money. In all the three cases, if that is happening with you and you don't have a great social presence, that's where people are unable to identify what kind of a person they are missing out, who they are currently working for or they are working with. Even if you're a freelancer, it helps you. If you're not a freelancer, it'll again help you that way. So that's my answer.
Uh, yep. Guys, this is just an request. The academic related question like full stack developer or any gap in academic year or how we can add in resume during interview, that we can take up during our sessions on interview and resume making.
I think I'm
So
unable
I'm
to
not
hear you.
taking
Is
those
that what is
questions.
with everyone?
Hello, am I audible? Hello,
Yeah, continue, please.
Apurva, can you
So,
hear me?
yeah, I've got a
Yes.
question from Raj,
So
Jayesh. So, what do you want to
yes,
do?
please.
Just now, 1 minute before we, kind of put the session off. So,
Yeah.
I think
So just
yeah.
sorry, please continue.
So we've got a question from Raj. So some tips for first-time internships. So I think Raj, my only honest tip is that ensure that you work very hard, and when you get the internship, make sure that you have an identified objective of what you're going to get out of that internship. What is the letter going to read as? What are your roles and responsibility? Because this is what you will put on your profile or anywhere that you go. So that is the biggest thing ever. And the biggest tip is that don't go to please your bosses or whoever is, going to be the one that you're working for. Make sure that you work as per what they want, but you do smarter things. Don't do hard working or जिसको बोलते हैं गधा मजूरी मत करना. Do smarter work that people can value you for, and that company can remember you that ये बंदा आके ये मेरा process automate करके गया, because of which my business is running much more faster and better.
All right. So I think we are running short of time and we have few questions. So last two questions I'm going to
Yes.
take, Apurva, with your permission.
Yes.
Yes. So so we have one good question which I found. What about certificate from non-core background?
Yeah.
Let's say when you have graduated in core technical, for example, computer engineer, can I add courses based on accounting or finance?
Hmm.
So if they are adding,
See,
a certificate.
Jayesh, what I can answer to that particular thing, that is absolutely fine. People should know who you are, what you are, and it is okay
Right.
if it's a non-core base, but just identify the right objective for what. So just always mention, right? A context to it is very important. That though I am from the field which is this, but my interest towards this is very passionate as well. And here is some of my work that I've done for that. So this is where I would like to share this with all my connections and friends.
Yes. So the last question is, sir, whether to have a certificate is necessary. Like most of the
Yes.
people learn the things usually from YouTube. So it is okay to just put your experience and what you have learned in that specific course without certificate.
Correct. I will appreciate that if you do that. Certificate, see, enhance your education. Like you will always need a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and degrees for validation. Remember, certificate is important. But I'm not saying that use all your money in wasting your money in certificates, right? Don't do that. That's not the advice. If you're learning from YouTube, give the credit to the person that you're learning from. So let's say you're learning from a person named Alex. Say that I'm watching videos of Alex on Photoshop and I have learned so many skills from him. Thank you so much. And this is what I could create out of this. Give me your views. This is the right way to put it across. So it does not become a certificate, but it also becomes that people in your connections are aware कि ये Photoshop कर रहा है, इसको इतना अच्छे से आता है, इसका काम भी अच्छा आ रहा है. And remember, these posts should be in your highlights. So maybe I think Jayesh, if there are more questions and things like that, you can always reach out to them, or however the campus credential teams
Yeah.
wants to do. We can have a proper session, just for question answers, and if they want to go more detailed on that. But I see there is this lady Shamini Iyer who has raised her hand, and she's
Yes.
kept it raised for a long time. I just want to ask her, do you have a question? Okay, fine. Then I think
No,
whoever
it is
is,
very good.
yeah, if whoever's question I was not able to answer, I am posting my email ID, or you have got, Jayesh who is there and the team who is there. You can reach out to them. You can ask me. I know that there is a little of a time constraint at this point, but I was very happy to interact with all of you, and I really think if you were able to benefit from this session, then I think the pleasure is all mine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Purva, for giving us your time and sharing your valuable knowledge with respect to the LinkedIn, the basic tutorial. And for others, guys, please know that we are going to keep such sessions on regular intervals so that you can take most of the benefit out of such kind of session. And let us know if you have something in your mind and you would like to know more about that particular thing or any session. Please reach out to any of our team member or Vinay sir. I hope everyone has Vinay sir's number and his email ID. You can reach us out at any point of time, and we are there to help you with respect to your assessment preparation and everything. So thank you, Apurva, again, once again, for your time and the knowledge shared with us. That was really helpful, and looking forward for another good session next week or maybe next to next week whenever time permits.
Of course.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend ahead, and all the best to you guys.
Thank you so much.